What if I told you it's a coffee a day keeps the doctor away, and why you should be drinking coffee every single day? That's what I want to talk about. What's going on, guys? It's Tyson Brown here, and in today's video I want to share with you how coffee a day can actually keep the doctor away. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen recently, but coffee is no longer classed as a carcinogen, which means it's not as detrimental to your health as what people thought. Now, yes, if you have like 3, 4, 5 cups of coffee a day, it's gonna be pretty bad for your health. But if you're having 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day, these can actually be benefiting you more than people think. So I want to share with you guys some of the health benefits that coffee actually has. Number 1 is it's an energy booster, right? So it makes you feel better during the day. It blocks out your adenosine receptors, which means it stops you from feeling tired, and it can increase your performance in the gym. So if you're going to push that a little bit harder, I actually recommend my clients taking a black coffee before a workout as opposed to having a pre-workout supplement. And the reason I suggest this is because a lot of people don't need pre-workout supplements, and they can be more harmful than good having a pre-workout. If you're someone like me who just wants to move better, wants to feel better, and just wants to, improve their overall health, you don't need to go to the supplement shop to buy a pre-workout, because honestly, we don't need it. We don't need the beta-alanine. We don't need all the extra chemicals and things added in there. And the biggest problem is it's probably going to affect your sleep and everything else more than, it's going to be detrimental, right? Because when I have pre-workout, I'm so wired, it doesn't matter what time I have it, I will have a terrible sleep that night. So if you're someone who can't tolerate high amounts of caffeine, pre-workouts are not going to be the most beneficial thing for you. I don't want to go on about the pre-workout, but like I said, instead of a pre-workout, have a coffee before your workout. Another good thing that coffee actually improves is your mental function. So it actually helps you focus during the day. I'm sure that you've had this before, like once you have a coffee, you're just like, oh wow, I'm really zoomed in, like I'm really going, like I'm just like focused. And that's because of the coffee. Coffee is also now being shown that it prevents liver cirrhosis and it can prevent diabetes. So like I said, having that coffee a day preventing diabetes and liver cirrhosis can be a huge thing, right? Imagine being able to prevent diseases just from drinking coffee. And another great thing about it is that it actually has a high amount of antioxidants. So a lot of people get their antioxidants from things like berries and vegetables and things like that, but if you're not getting enough, another good source of antioxidants is just having your coffee. And the last 2 things you guys are gonna like is, number 1 is it helps with bowel function. If you're someone who wants to get things moving in the morning or the afternoon, and you're feeling a little bit chogged up, have a coffee. A coffee with just drinking it straight. A lot of people, it helps just get things moving through the body. So if you ever get stuck, you know what I'm saying, if you guys can't get the bowel movements through, have a coffee. And the last thing is it's been proven as a fat burner. And that's another reason I suggest it to my clients before a workout. Now you can't just make up an excuse and say, oh, I'm drinking a coffee, I'm burning fat, because it doesn't 100% work like that. The reason it's a fat burner is because you're able to push yourself harder in the gym, right? That is why. So if you're just sitting at rest, yes, it's going to increase the metabolism a little bit, but not as much as you think it is. Now, they're all the benefits of coffee, and they're how you can keep the doctor away. But there are also some things you need to think about when consuming coffee. Number 1 is the time of day you're consuming it. If you're someone like me who is a slow metabolizer of coffee, you should only be consuming it before 12 o'clock. Because if I consume it after 11 or 12 o'clock, I am not sleeping for that night. And if you have that same problem, you need to make sure that you're consuming it early in the morning. Even if you work out in the afternoon, well then maybe you just have to avoid the coffee. But some people, they can have it in the afternoon. Like my dad, he can have it before he goes to sleep and he's fine. So you need to figure out when coffee's gonna be the most beneficial for you, what time you need to stop consuming it, and if it's actually keeping you awake at night. That's number 1. Number 2 is don't consume too much, because too much of anything is bad. So if you're consuming 3 or 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day, you've got yourself a bit of a problem. You want to cut that down because they recommend about 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day. And the third thing is what people make, the third biggest problem with coffee is that people add too much crap to it. So if you get a double mochaccino latte, or if you get a shot of caramel, or all this sugars, all those things, you're not going to get, yes, you're going to get the health benefits of coffee, but you're adding all those things back in. When you're putting in sugar and cream and caramel and all those things, you're not going to be helping your body. So you want to make sure that you're cutting out all that crap and sticking to a black coffee. But the problem with black coffee is that it's very acidic. So you can have a little bit of milk, well I recommend a dash of milk, or what you can do is choose lower calorie options. You can choose almond milk, You can choose coconut milk to go in there, or what you can do is after you have your black coffee, which is what I love to do, have a black coffee in the morning, rinse your mouth out. So just go into the bathroom, swallow some water, like swish it around in your mouth and then spit it out, because that's going to take the acidity away from what's being sitting in your mouth, okay? So that's how you can avoid the 3 detrimental things in coffee. So guys, what I recommend is consuming a coffee every day if you don't, or every second day. You don't have to consume it every day, but if you want to keep the doctor away, you want a reason to be able to drink coffee and make up a good health choice, just point people to this video. And if you guys want my top 10 tips about the food you should always buy at the supermarket, make sure to comment, click the link down below. So, till next time, speak to you guys then.